This is jokerspice, putting a little spice in your life. Welcome to another episode of The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. Last time, we started the game, got our quest, got our controls down, figured out what's going on, and now we're gonna go inside the Great Deku Tree and end his curse. Inside the Deku Tree. The Deku Tree is just an intro dungeon, kind of explaining the tutorials. Once we do that, we'll be on our way to our actual main adventure. This dungeon is incredibly easy because of that, but it might not have been so easy for people back in 1998 who were experiencing 3D games for the first time. This is a Deku Baba, just like the ones we saw outside. However, this one is a lot more offensive and wants to attack us and kill us. When it's just kind of sitting there, instead of kind of dragging its head along the ground, we can kill it and it'll give us a different item. This is a Deku Nut. Awesome. Deku Nuts stun enemies when they're used. They're not required at all in the game. However, they're really useful, especially if you want to stun an enemy like a Deku Baba to get a different item out of it. You get 5 whole nuts when you get one of these, so there's no reason not to. Ooh, I didn't kill that right. We did not get the Deku stick like I wanted to. Jump slashes are much more powerful than a regular slash. It actually does double the damage, so be sure to remember that, especially when you want to deal a killing blow to an enemy. When a Deku Baba lunges at you, if you attack it while it's extended and then attack it again, it'll always give you a Deku stick. So that's always good to know. I've always found it funny that the Deku sticks that come out of a Deku Baba are very different than the Deku sticks that you actually end up holding. If you press the A button when there's nothing to do, it'll actually summon Navi, in which you can also put away. If you're holding a Deku stick, it kind of takes a little bit of a second before you can put it away, especially if you're moving around with a Deku stick. If it's on fire, eventually the Deku stick will go away forever and it'll be consumed. However, if you want to put it away really quickly, you can always just slash your sword and you'll put it away instantly without using it up. Grass always gives you little goodies as well, so if you need some money or some supplies, you can do that too. Here we have a new enemy. There are vines on the wall. We climbed up the ladder before, but we could have actually climbed up these vines in order to get up here too. Up here we got some new enemies. These are called Skulltulas. I call them Skulltulas because they're skull tarantulas, which makes sense to me. Navi was trying to explain to us something before. If we look down this little hole over here, we can actually see there's water underneath this web. If we try to jump on the web, we kind of make it swing back and forth, but our weight isn't quite strong enough for us to break through the web. We're gonna have to get higher. But we can't get higher on that other wall because those spiders are in the way. Quite a conundrum, wouldn't you say? But enough dilly-dallying around, let's open this huge chest. Well, that's what she said. Is the she referring to Saria in this world, or is it maybe referring to Zelda? Who knows? Anyways, we got ourselves a dungeon map. If we look at our main menu, when we pause the game, we can go into our map screen. Empty areas show us places we haven't been to. Blue areas show us places we have been to. And glowing areas, the ones that are flashing blue and green, show us areas that we are in right now. Open doors with the action button. Again, a tutorial, so every single thing is going to be explained by Navi. Navi is notorious for being really, really annoying and stopping your game all the time when it wants to explain something. Never really minded Navi too much, but I can see why people can get annoyed. This is a Deku Scrub. Deku Scrubs are really interesting because they seem to have replaced Octoroks from previous games. Ow, 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 ow. Forgive me, master. If I give you a clue, will you let me go? When you jump off a high cliff, if you roll forward, you will roll on the ground when you land and you won't get hurt from the fall. I can't guarantee it will work though, if the cliff is really, really high. Well, try it if you're feeling bold. Ah! Deku Scrubs only really appear in Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask. After that game, they kind of just go back to using Octoroks again, which is kind of a shame, especially in like Skyward Sword and Breath of the Wild, where they show Octoroks with like leaves on their heads and stuff. Feels like a missed opportunity. Anyways, got another large chest right over here. Let's see what's inside. We got a slingshot. You got the thing. Here we got a fairy slingshot. This is a very important item, and it's very useful, and you'll be using it all the time. You can launch Deku seeds with this. Here, maybe I can find some Deku seeds on the ground just so I can get rid of that little tutorial message. Nope. Oh, might help if we equip the fairy slingshot first. You can't really unequip a C button. Here we can go into first person view to shoot it. There's no reticle, but basically the middle of your slingshot, like the middle of the screen, is where the bullet's gonna go. You can kind of use, I'm trying to think of where you can use, I don't know, you get pretty used to it pretty quickly. There isn't really a guide I can give you. But that's how you leave the room. You just shoot that, you just shoot this ladder down, it'll come down. That platform that was here, it'll never show up ever again. Oh, there we go, some Deku seeds. Nice. These small hard seeds, use as pellets or bullets for your slingshot. In Ocarina of Time, there's actually something really cool I gotta tell you about. There is some footage on YouTube that you can find that will show you the really, really cool object that has been programmed into the game. It's actually an R-Wing from the Star Fox 64 game. They used R-Wings that obviously controlled by an AI to kind of test out the new LZ targeting system that they were implementing into the game. It's actually really neat. So if you ever get a chance, you should definitely check that out. I might put a little clip on it on here if I have the permissions to. So now that we have our slingshot, we can kill these spiders. I'm not gonna kill this spider because I kind of want to show you something in case you're feeling a little bold and you want to climb up the wall without killing it. So wall skulltulas are pretty harmless. However, if they see you, they will glow purple, but they only see movement. So you can actually just kind of yeet your way right by if you're careful. Don't necessarily need to kill every single enemy. Sometimes it feels good to kind of undertale it. That's a big boy skulltula. We don't really need to take care of these guys, but if there's something that you should know, is that trying to attack the white part of it will usually get you hurt. Otherwise, it's just not going to do anything. So it's something to take note of. In here, we have yet another large chest. We've actually found more large chests than any of the small chests so far. We did find 4 of them in the beginning, but here we have a, what is this thing called? It looks like that torch was burning not too long ago. I think they're also called braziers or something like that. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. But I saw that word when I was a kid once, and I just got it confused with a different word. A bra, as you might imagine. Here you see it's burning. It takes a long time to put away the stick. So what you can do is you can just slash your sword. It'll go away instantly. Sweet. So now we can leave this room anytime we want to. You see this big chest? Let's go check out what's inside it. There's one more thing about Deku sticks I want to show you in this room, right after I explain this thing. It's a compass. Compasses are really important because they show chests in the dungeon. They also show your position, just kind of like the world map in the outside the dungeon. And typically, Zelda compasses also show you that there are there's a boss in this dungeon, and the skull shows you that. Sweet. So So we got one more big Skulltula here. Attacking it with our little teeny dagger. It doesn't really do, well, it does damage, but it doesn't do too much damage. A jump slash will actually do double the damage, so you can kill it in one shot using the jump slash, which is pretty awesome. Here we have a new type of Skulltula. It's called a gold Skulltula. We can't even L target or anything like that. But what's cool about this particular enemy is that when you kill it, it yields us a really pretty token called a gold Skulltula token. There are 100 of these in the entire world. However, it's only necessary to collect 50 of them. So I will only be collecting 50 of them. I will tell you what the reward is for collecting all 100 of them. The reason why I'm not going to be collecting all 100 of them is because it's super not worth it. I couldn't recommend this to anybody. Collecting all 100 of them is a big pain in the ass too. Using the Deku stick and a jump slash will show you that it's way more powerful than your regular sword. Now that we're all the way up here and we've collected all the items, we can see that the web is right there. Oh, is right there. So let's jump on it. Jump on it. And with that, we have broken the web and have made our way to the basement. Be careful though, because if you land on the web wrong, you could totally not break it. You'll have to climb all the way back up. Here's another little fun fact about this game. You can tell that the game I'm playing is an early version of this game because of the symbol that's both on this switch and on that block over there. If you do not know, that is very clearly a reference to a real-world religious symbol, and in later versions of this game, they completely removed it from the game and replaced it with the symbol I'm about to show you now. I think it's really respectful that the development team actually did this, because unlike games now, they can't really patch a game online with DLC in 1998 when this game is released. So the fact that they went out of their way to do this is really important. I think it shows a great deal of responsibility from the company. Maybe they shouldn't have used that symbol in the first place, but it's a good thing that they had changed it. Anyways, these are all the gold Skulltulas that we'll be getting for now. There are more in this dungeon, however they are unavailable to us right now. For now, you can see that there's more web over there, but this time we can't really land sideways on it, so we're gonna have to figure out a different solution. And the solution, of course, will be burning it away. But before that, let's open this little chest. I like the way Link just kicks the chests open. There's no grandiose animation for opening these little small things, because you know that the goodies in them are never going to be quite as good. You can hold up to 10 Deku sticks at once. Oh, I saved that stick right at the last second, I think. Sweet. And I believe we can hold up to 10 Deku nuts. If not, it's 20. Here we got another Deku Scroll. Let's beat this guy up. Let him come to us. No reason to... I think talking to him is triggered by touching him or L-targeting him in a certain distance, so keep that in mind. In between play sessions, I did switch the controls for the L-targeting, so instead of switch, it goes on hold. It's much easier, especially if you have a lot of targets in front of you.
Please forgive me, Master. I'll never do it again. If you spare me, I'll teach you something cool. You will never beat my brothers up ahead unless you punish them in the proper order. The order is 2, 3, 1. 23 is number 1. Do you think I'm a traitor?
A little bit, but you know what? You're doing the right thing. We're saving the land. We're meant to save the land, but we gotta save the Great Deku Tree first, so I think it's a good thing. Besides, I feel like if you're named after the Great Deku Tree, you should probably not be trying to destroy his insides. Here we got some water. We like I showed you in the earlier in the first episode that you can swim in the water, but you can also dive in the water. Something that the game, well, they probably do teach you somewhere, but I don't think I've ever encountered this text, is that if you press the B button, or the button that you use to swing your sword really quickly while you're swimming, it'll actually make you go faster. So something to keep in mind. You can even push stuff underwater just like this. And then sometimes when you push a switch, it's under a timer, as you can hear right now. So keep that in mind when you're completing puzzles in the future. You can also hit these guys like that, but I usually prefer just hitting them. Sometimes it's useful though. You can kill these guys before they fall down sometimes, if you know where they are and they're just kind of floating up in the air. You can also push and pull blocks, but something important is that you can climb up on blocks. Usually when you climb up on things, you just have to move forward to it and you'll just automatically climb up it. But sometimes when you have an object like this that has multiple actions, you'll have to do a certain thing in order to activate the context necessary to do the thing you want to do. And in this case, you gotta move towards a block if you want to be able to climb on top of it. You don't have to do the same thing for ledges, since you can't really push, I don't know, you can't just push walls. I think I'm gonna grab some seeds actually. I'm pretty sure, oh, well, I didn't grab a seed after all. Oops. Oh, nope, that's the wrong button. There we go. Here you can light multiple torches, pretty easy. And let's see. Well, we got all the sticks we can carry, so no point in killing any more of those things. So yeah, this thing is kind of floating up in the air. Can't kill these things from the white side, but because this thing's facing away from us, we can kill these things. Which is actually kind of nice because we get to see these weird things. Ugh, gross. Look at the way the texture is just warble. Very, very disgusting. You can actually shoot these things. It's kind of a weird angle that you can shoot them at, but you can just completely destroy them. It's weird. They make a weird sound when you break them. They shed. Ugh. They shed. But I kind of want to show you what they'll do if they land. Oh, that landed right on me. I did not mean for that to happen. That actually kind of scared me. This thing is a Goma larva. When its eyes turn red, you can actually stun it with your Deku net. So that's pretty important to know. And then you can kill it. Oh, well, I hurt myself trying to do that, but actually did not break that stick. It only broke in half. That's very interesting. I did not know that they would do that. Why don't we light some of these webs on fire and see what's up? There's one over there, one over here. We already know that we can crawl in that, but let's see what's over here. There seems to be this wall, but well, here's something interesting actually. I wonder if it'll work. I'm not actually sure. So when you hit a wall, maybe not this one. Oh, it actually sounds like wood when you hit it, because we're inside the Great Deku Tree. That actually makes a lot of sense. But this wall makes a very strange metallic sound that we haven't heard before. We can't really do anything. Can't really stun a wall. Can't really attack a wall with a stick. And seeds aren't gonna do much to that wall, so we're just gonna have to come back. Kind of a Zelda staple, returning to previous places with different items or different techniques in order to do stuff. So we'll just keep moving on. One day we'll come back, we'll figure out what's behind that. Maybe it has something to do with something I said earlier before. Ooh. We got another web here. This is definitely the way we're supposed to go, but again, can't fall on the web. So just like before, we're gonna have to figure out some way to burn it. But all of these torches are way too high for Link to be able to get to. There is a torch over there. Actually, I'm kind of curious. Can Link light this thing on fire if I run towards it? The answer is yes, and the answer is I fell down. I'll meet you guys back over there, because pushing that block was a way to get back up on that ledge. That sucks. I can't believe that happened. Sorry about that, guys, as I emerge from my hole. As I was trying to say before, in Zelda, when you've made significant progress in a dungeon, usually there's opportunities for you to create shortcuts to earlier parts of the dungeon, either by using an item that you've collected or by creating one like this by pushing a block. I wanted to see if I could do that. You can do that, but if you're clumsy like me, maybe it's not the best thing to do. What you're meant to do is just simply use this torch. Probably what I should have done in the first place. With our magic ability of crouching, we can finally unlock the next area of the map and get to the final area. You don't have to dive for these hearts, you can just swim above them and you can get healed. Here are the aforementioned Deku Scrubs, the brothers from before. You cannot use your slingshot against these guys. You have to use your shield. So it's good, it's good that we have one. Thanks, Mito. You really helped us prepare for our adventure.
How did you know our secret? How irritating. It's so annoying that I'm going to reveal the secret of Queen Goma to you. In order to administer the coup de grace to Queen Goma, strike with your sword while she's stunned. Oh, Queenie. Sorry about that.
So, after revealing the name of the future boss that we're about to fight, let's go do just that. Very, very spooky. Man, this does take me back to when I was a kid playing this game for the first time. It's pretty scary stuff. Maybe not so scary now, everything seems so polygonal. But listen to that sound. Ooh. This is a very gross creature, and its name is the parasitic armored arachnid, Goma. Not much of an arachnid because it only has 2 legs, but when its eye turns red, just like its babies, you can use a Deku nut in order to stun it. By L-targeting him and approaching him while he climbs the wall, you can keep your eye on him. And when his eye turns red, you can knock him back down. He will use that she will use that opportunity to lay more eggs and create more enemies for you to fight. But using all of our items and all of our techniques that we've learned so far, we can kill this thing pretty quickly. In fact, you can kill this thing so quickly, it doesn't even have a chance to climb up the walls. It just didn't do it this time, but that's alright. I'm kind of happy I showed you that technique anyways. Beating a boss will always yield you a heart container. I believe some games call these things center hearts, but I'm not entirely sure about that. Either way, we get 1 more heart, fully healed, and now we can leave. We have now successfully cured the Deku Tree of its curse.
Well done, jokerspice. Thou hast verily demonstrated thy courage. I knew that thou wouldst be able to carry out my wishes. Now I have yet more to tell ye. Wouldst thou listen?
Yeah, I guess so. It's gonna be a long story though.
Now listen carefully. A wicked man of the desert cast this dreadful curse upon me. This evil man ceaselessly used his vile sorceress powers in his search for the sacred realm that is connected to Hyrule. For it is that sacred realm that one will find the divine relic, the Triforce, which contains the essence of the gods. Before time began, before spirits and life existed, three golden goddesses descended upon the chaos that was Hyrule. Din, the goddess of power. Nehru, the goddess of wisdom. Ferrore, the goddess of courage. Din. With her strong flaming arms, she cultivated the land and created the red earth. Nehru poured her wisdom into the earth and gave the spirit of law to the world. Ferrore, with her rich soul, produced all life forms who would uphold the law. The three great goddesses, their labors completed, departed for the heavens, and golden sacred triangles remained at the point where the goddesses left the world. Since then, the sacred triangles have become the basis of a world's providence, and the resting place of the triangles have become the sacred realm. Thou must never allow the desert man in black armor to lay his hands on the sacred Triforce. Thou must never suffer that man, with his evil heart, to enter the sacred realm of legend. That evil man who cast the death curse upon me and sapped my power. Because of that curse, my end is nigh. Though your valiant efforts to break the curse were successful, I was doomed before you started. Yes, I will pass away soon, but do not grieve for me. I have been able to tell you of these important matters. This is Hyrule's final hope. Jokerspice, go now to Hyrule Castle. There, thou will surely meet the Princess of Destiny. Take this stone with you. The stone the man wanted so much that he cast the curse upon me.
And with that, we have now achieved our token of success, proving that we have defeated the curse of the Great Deku Tree. We have the Kokiri's Emerald, the spiritual stone of the forest, now entrusted to us by the Great Deku Tree.
The future depends upon thee, Jokerspice. Thou art courageous. Navi the fairy, help Jokerspice to carry out my will. I entreat ye, Navi. Goodbye.
Let's go to Hyrule Castle, Jokerspice. Goodbye, Great Deku Tree.
Hey, Jokerspice, what did you do? The Great Deku Tree, did he die? How could you do a thing like that? It's all your fault.
And with that, that's the end of our episode for today. It's sad to see the Great Deku Tree go, but we have a mission now, we have a quest, and I'll see you guys next time to complete the will of the Great Deku Tree. See you guys later.